Bonjour and congratulations if you're French. Konnichiwa, dzień dobry, ciao, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? Well, that's an awesome chap. Did you see him yesterday? He's a man machine, isn't he? He does make me laugh. I love seeing him in the press conference. By the way, if you haven't been here before, this is Ken at 10. Welcome. We talk about property news every day live at 10 o'clock from our offices in Southwest London. We're based in Norbury, which is situated between Streatham and Croydon, Streatham to the north, Croydon to the south. And we're talking obviously about things like the stamp duty deadline, which is crazy right now. Obviously, a lot of people trying to make it just in time. Removal companies now in the news trying to finalize and get people moved in time for the deadline because they're crazy busy like the rest of us. But yeah, back to Ronaldo. Amazing to see. Did you see him in the press conference? There was a couple of bottles of Coke there, and I think they're the main sponsor. And he just put them to one side and said, don't drink it, drink water. I thought anyone else would be crucified for that, but Ronaldo can get away with it because he is the man, isn't he? You know, absolutely incredible. But the other thing I thought, really enjoyed the World Cup games last night, as you can probably tell. I thought it was great. But the other thing that occurred to me was, you know, these water bottles, whenever you see, there must be something magic. It must be Ronaldo's water bottles, because whenever there's an injury, you know, there's a serious head injury, what do? Squirt some water on his head and then scruff his hair up a bit. Yeah, you go, off you go. Ankle injury, yeah, chuck some water on that, it'll do. Never works for me when I fall over and chuck some water on stuff. Doesn't work, but absolutely funny to see that all the time. First-time buyers are being locked out of the housing market is an article in the Times today. Rising property prices are pushing first-time buyers out of the property market, with many delaying their plans to buy a home amid runaway prices. The survey of 12,000 British adults shows the pandemic has exacerbated the gap between first-time buyers and those already on the ladder. Despite Bank of England reports that people have bolstered their savings during lockdown, only 17% of first-time buyers said that lockdown had enabled them to save more money for a deposit. However, having said that, of course, you've got the lower deposit mortgages now with the bank guarantee schemes offered by the government, which is helping to some degree. And of course, it depends where you are as well, because price rises have been more prevalent out of London. And that's been the very strange thing about this time around. You know, normally the price increases start in central London and then the ripples come out, and that's always been the legend, hasn't it? The way that things work, you know, central London goes up, then outer London follows, and then the rest of the country follows. And what's really strange this time is the rest of the country is ahead of London when it comes to house price rises, as people use the Zoom commute technique to find a beautiful home somewhere more exotic where they can perhaps get a better view, perhaps even change country. And Zoom commute to work. Of course, that won't work for everybody, and it's interesting to see it. But so many people that I'm visiting now are saying, yeah, you know, we've decided to move to the Lake District, Eastbourne, Brighton. You know, it's not often that they're going further in towards London now, which is a real change. You know, quite often we used to find that people were upgrading to areas closer to London, commuter belt places. Next article on the list is from The Independent, and it's more people expecting house prices to rise in the next 12 months. A survey taken in early June by the Building Societies Association found that half of respondents predicted that house prices will climb in the next year. This compares with a quarter of people who said this when the question was asked in December. It's funny, isn't it? That impetus has really carried through and hopefully will mean no crash at the end of June. I suspect the market is strong enough to sustain. I don't think it will continue to rise. I think it will slow down a lot. But I do think that the market is solid and people can buy with confidence. And that's what most people want. It's certainly what I want. You know, if people are confident about their house purchase and the price of houses, then it just allows things to kind of, you know, move on normally. People can have that feel-good factor if they've bought a house knowing that their money is safe. And those that are selling can have the confidence that buyers are out there at a reasonable price to take them away for them. It's a frustration, of course, if you're selling in London to buy in somewhere like Devon or Cornwall, where the price rises are much higher, but it is what it is. Yeah, the removal firms are in for their busiest week ever. That's what they're advertising at the moment. They're saying that it's a race to finalise deals before the stamp duty holiday starts. Packing and property removal firms say they've never had as many bookings for the last few working days in June. They've had to turn away scores of customers because of over-demand. Removal company Pickford's confirmed it has never seen such a busy week in June and said it has been overwhelmed by the number of buyers trying to book a slot. Aldam Singh, director of Parker's Removal Services, said getting a slot for 28th of June, Monday, is particularly difficult, with his firm forced to turn away many upset buyers. That day is proving to be one of the most difficult of the year, he told the Eye. So, yeah, starting to get some pressure there. And certainly, we're still working on a number of sales, hoping to get those through as quickly as possible for the remaining sellers. And it's getting very tight, because the average gap between an exchange of contracts, is where deposits are put down and the sale is definitely agreed, and completion is 2 weeks. We're now on or about that stage now. So anything that's likely to exchange should be going within the next day or two. And if it doesn't, there's a risk that it won't go in time, and there'll be lots of money spent or wasted or not made or not saved because of that £15,000 that you'll miss out on. So if there's anything we can help with on that, any questions you have, please do always give us a shout. Apart from that, here in Southwest London, the weather is beautiful. The sun is out, the sky is blue, and we're looking forward to a great day. Hope you are too. Keep your family safe and well. Have a fantastic day. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Take care.